It's a little bit of an element of mountaintop runway. No, Swiss, don't do it. Don't make an upside down joke again. Yeah, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Another Swiss01 video. In today's video, we are back in New Zealand land at a very special place on Earth that has an airport, and that is, of course, Queenstown of New Zealand. Yes, everybody, Queenstown, surrounded by magnificent waters and mountains and stuff. You know, it has a nice city scenery right here, and also New Zealand's 4th largest airport, which is not very big. I mean, as you can see, it doesn't have a very long runway, and the approach is quite interesting as well, with all the mountains that you have to kind of sneak through. Yeah, let me just say, this is not particularly the most safe airport. But despite that, there are still big airliners coming in for this airport every single day. Let's go ahead and fly a little bit here. Let me just actually land this Junkers U-152 right here. Come on. Yes. Look at that beautiful runway. Okay, that's not gone very well. Sorry. Look at this beautiful airport building right here. Very new, very nicely looking here also in the flight simulator. That is because we're also here to judge any build's scenery they built on this. Isn't this absolutely beautiful? This is probably the best representation ever done here of this beautiful Queenstown airport. Look at this. Yes. There's a little bit of a terminal check right here. Look at this. Got a few nice airport buildings added in, a nice car park. This is really a proper airport despite its interesting location and stuff like that. And yes, we can also see some airliner here. This is, for example, an ATR that often actually does fly here. You know, it helps to connect Queenstown with, you know, the other places of New Zealand. Yeah, that's just what this airport looks like. It has 2 runways, actually. This big one and this very, very tiny one, which is actually super tiny. It's just as narrow as any taxiway, which is interesting. I mean, look at this. Not even the Junkers U fits on it. That's just great to see. Let's just go ahead and experiment around a little bit with Queenstown. Now, the plane that you'll mostly find here at Queenstown Airport is especially, you know, the A320. Here we have it on this very 4K picture. Jesus Christ. This one maybe, yeah. As you can see, there's a lot of A320s and 737s, which are basically the same size, right? Here on the tarmac of the airport. Of course, these are all used by airlines like Jetstar here, Qantas, Virgin, Air New Zealand, quite obviously. So let's just go ahead and try to attempt a landing right here. Done on the A320 with S7 Airlines, which for some reason is always added into the flight simulator. Maybe an ad? Don't know. Anyway, let's just see how this will go. Now for this landing, I'm gonna turn on the AI pilot. Yes, I can't be asked to land the plane myself. What I want to find out here with this automated landing is especially how computer friendly Queenstown Airport is, right? I mean, you know, there is, for example, a possibility that the autopilot might just crash us into the mountains because it's quite stupid. Yeah, honestly, I just want to see the AI fail. That's why I'm doing this. Great. This is definitely the future of piloting. Let's just see if Queenstown now is compatible with the future. Okay, runway's coming up. Oh, please don't die. Oh no. As you can see right here, there's a little bit of an element of mountaintop runway. That's not worked at all, Jesus Christ. Yes, as you can see, this is what this runway here looks like. Really not easy here. You should really try as a pilot not to overrun this runway. Otherwise, you're gonna have like a very, very bad incident. That was an absolute failure, but that was very good. Yes, AI has failed once again. Great. Now anyway, back to the Queenstown Airport itself. We've just talked about the A320s flying here, but you know, the question is also, is there a bigger plane that can fly to Queenstown than, you know, the A320? The answer is probably not really. To safely land something here on this runway, which is 5,800 feet long, pretty much half as long as any, you know, other runway. And I mean, you know, 5,800 feet, that's even for the A320 quite low. Anyway, then, let's maybe try a bigger plane here. You know, how about we give the 767-400, a very new plane here for the flight simulator, a bit of a try? I mean, the thing is that the biggest plane that has ever landed here pretty much was the 757, landing a big one right here. I mean, the 757 is not really the biggest airport on this planet, right? So, let's just see how the 767 does. I don't know, this probably would kind of work. I mean, this is not like a miniature runway. This is at least somewhat usable. So, let's use this. All right, let's come in here for a bit of a landing right here. Landing her down. Get everything ready. The runway is already coming up down here. This will be a very interesting landing now. Come on. All right, here we go. Oh my God, this is a very unstable approach now. Come on. Yeah, this is what landings here look like. Very high stress levels for the pilots. All right, come on. All right, that's been a nice landing. Let's go ahead and get this plane stopped, hopefully. There we go. Alrighty, so we have landed the 767 here. No problem at all. I mean, of course, what you have to consider here with this landing is that it was done in basically perfect circumstances, right? You know, there were pretty much no winds, the plane was nice and light, and everything went well. But, you know, in aviation, you always want to look out when things are abnormal, right? And the thing is,
New Zealand
isn't a place where normal always happens. You know, for example, especially the weather can be quite interesting down here. For example, right now we have this live weather turned on here with this little fog going on. Queenstown also likes to be a place that is a little bit windy. What's the wind speed right now? All right, 4 knots. That's fine. I mean, yeah, seriously, live weather. But yeah, definitely not a very easy place to fly for. Just in general, not talking even about the runway and stuff like that. So this is interesting. So let me do a little bit of a bad case scenario here with this 777, a plane that is definitely too big from the safety aspect to, you know, properly operate here. Even though it's got this beautiful Air New Zealand livery, I just can't get over it still. But let's maybe, you know, make it nice and heavy. The 777 isn't a very unheavy plane anyway, but let's put this all to 100%. Here we go. 100% wing, 100% everything. Yeah, see, we're now actually 1,000 pounds overweight right now. A situation where a plane should still be able to somewhat fly, even with 1,000 pounds above, you know, maximum weight. We're now at 988,000 pounds. Let's go, full power. Everything else is ready here. Let's go ahead and release the parking brake. Let's use not much of the runway so we can get the worst situation possible. Let's just see. Are we going to do a safe takeoff? There we go. And I think this is not looking too good. 100 knots. Oh no, don't die. All right, I mean, let's just maybe save this. 120, this could be very close to hitting this wall again, and okay, we've just gone right through it, but here we go. Okay, this is just even worse now. Jesus Christ. Yes, this is what I'm trying to show here. Yes, this runway might look somewhat okay enough for something like a plane like the 777, but in a normal everyday situation with scheduled service, this is just way too big of an airplane. So let's maybe try and also attempting a landing, see if that even works. Come on. Jesus. Okay, come on. Here we go. The fog is actually not making this much easier. Jesus Christ. Now I'm approaching with a little bit of a higher speed, very bad at landing. Let's just see. Are we still gonna make this? Let's go. All right, here we go. All right, that's been a bad landing. Let's go ahead and stop this aeroplane. Yes, can we do this? Can this plane be put to a stop? Let's just find out. Now, what we have right here still is a nice dry runway. I don't even want to imagine what happens if it's wet. Maybe a Pegasus landing. I mean, rain does happen quite a bit here. That's actually worked. Never mind. Yeah, you know, taking off is mostly the issue actually here. Let's just see what happens if we overrun here. I mean, there are seriously houses right next to the airport. Just imagine living here. Don't know. At first, it could, you know, seem quite interesting and cool, but I think after like a week or something like that, you'll get very much incredibly, you know, annoyed by A320s flying above your head all the time. This could be like this. It's genuinely a lot of noise here. So yes, everybody, Queenstown Airport. It is an airport indeed in New Zealand. The 4th largest one. It has nice service every single day, so I think everyone should be able to reach this place quite well. The biggest airliner to fly here, though, is just the A320. So, you know, reaching this place from Europe with a direct flight with a plane like this right here, the 777, would probably never work. You wouldn't be able to land here properly, right? So, yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. As always, good night. Now, thank you to all my members here on YouTube, like Spice, Robbie, Middle Aged, Levi, Junk in the Trunk, Mubarak, Darren K, Oh Man, Moritz, John, Kelly Chaos, Death Rider, Ragings, Noah, Yes Aviation, British 001, Saturn, Cat, Suno, Shadow, New York, and Jackie Boy.